We're going to answer this question before us, which is asking us to evaluate the exact values for the following. And we have tan of 7 pi on 4. Now, there are different ways of going about this, so you may have learned a different way of answering these questions, but as long as you can get the answer quickly, efficiently, and accurately, that's all that matters. Okay, so how would I approach this question? The way I would think about this is I would say, well, 7 pi on 4 is the same as 8 pi on 4 minus pi on 4. So I'm just breaking up that angle there. Now, I recognize what 8 pi on 4 is. 8 pi on 4 is the same as 2 pi minus pi on 4. And I know that if I have 2 pi minus an angle, I know which quadrant I'm in. I know that I'm in the fourth quadrant. And I know that in the fourth quadrant, my tan values are negative. So according to my rule here, what I can say is what this is going to be equal to is negative tan of pi on 4. I know that pi on 4, or tan of pi on 4 is simply just 1. So I know that this right here is simply 1. And then I've got this negative out the front. So my answer will be negative 1. If you were struggling here to figure out what tan pi on 4 here is, what you could do is you could use your special triangle, which you might like to write out for yourself at the very beginning of the test. And this tells me that this here is pi on 4, this is 1, this is 1, this is the square root of 2. So therefore, if I'm finding tan of this angle right here, well, that's opposite over adjacent. 1 over 1 is 1. Remember, this is just one of the special triangles. There is another one when dealing with pi on 3 and pi on 6. But yeah, that's how this works. There are different ways of approaching this question. So if you have learnt another way, and it's not exactly this way, don't freak out. That is perfectly fine. There's just different ways of approaching these things. Also realize that, there's possibly a quicker way to go about this by removing some steps. Like perhaps we didn't need to write that step down. You didn't have to write this down. You really could have just immediately recognized this and then that. So I'm kind of slowly going through these questions for you, just for the sake of teaching and consolidating. But because you are in a test environment, you want to make sure that you can answer these questions as quickly and as accurately as possible. Okay, hopefully you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.